Well, yeah, through your account to check my page. Oh wow, we're loud. What is that sound? Oh, okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. I can't see the everyone, but hello.
Hi, welcome.
Let's see. On YouTube. Why did I do? Yeah. Okay. Does that phone have Facebook? Okay, we can check Facebook. So, welcome everyone to the Bible Babe Network. This is our very first live. So, you get to figure this out with us. Um, oh, Esther joined. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Okay, I'm checking my page and then share to. It's not going live on my page. That's crazy. Okay, okay. I'm telling you, we're figuring this out as we go. My favorite girly, how are you? Okay, so if you guys are joining, can you please tap the screen and just like the live? We're trying to figure this out because apparently we're not live on other platforms as well. We thought we were supposed to be live, but
You know how technology works.
yeah, it works and then it doesn't work.
Exactly. When it wants to.
So it is live here. Okay. But why? Oh, maybe because. Then. All right, so to everyone joining, can you please tap the screen as you join?
Huge mess on the table.
Yeah, we're just like these people with all this mess. Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for continuing to join.
Why am I the only one that's able to see the live video? Oh, maybe that's why. Let's see. No, that's not why. Okay. Wow, this is fun.
Going live is fun.
This is so fun. Isn't this fun?
Well, it's not what we expected it to be, but
No, not at all.
but we're just really happy. Well, while we're getting all that ready, scheduled and ready to go, it's kind of hard to figure it all out, I guess. It was more of an undertaking than we anticipated, but I just want to thank everybody who's joined already for joining, and all of you who have been supporting our podcast up until this point. I want to thank you as well. Um, and then also, what we're going to talk about today is we thought we would talk about being confident in where you are in life, as well as are you satisfied where you are in life? Um, and and personally, I've had to adjust to where I am and be satisfied where I am in life, which was a hard, thing a hard place to come to because, and I don't know about for the rest of you. Please feel free to share your thoughts and, um, because we always strive for more, right? We always want to be better and do better and be better, but are we comfortable and confident where we are now? And and like I said, for me personally, it's taken a minute to get there. Um, so where are you at in life? Are you comfortable where you are in life? Do you feel content? Do you feel satisfied where you are in life?
No. Well, listen, I, I, I feel okay. I feel not satisfied, but like content, because I know that there is more that I can do.
Right. Huge
There's
difference.
there's always more,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm grateful for what I have and where I am. But I know that there's more potential in me and that there's more that I can do. So even just like learning to be content is something that I've learned recently because I've always been a go, go, go and never learned to appreciate the successes and the achievements in my life, which is not really fair to me because the things that I've achieved, I've worked hard to achieve them. So not taking a moment to appreciate that has been very unfair. So no, I'm not 100% satisfied, but I am content with what I have and where I am, and I'm still open to the possibility of there being more because there's always more,
Absolutely.
always.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. There's always more. I'm celebrating my birthday in 2 weeks, and I always ask myself, what else could I do to fulfill my purpose, right? What else can I do to manifest in my purpose before, you know, I'm taken off of the earth and gone to heaven. But yeah, to go on to what you were saying, yeah, I'm okay with where I am, and do I want to, uh, try to achieve more? Well, yeah, and I think that's sometimes where, anxiety comes in, right? Because if we are anxious about where we are rather than being comfortable where we are, then that continues to to perpetuate that expectation of what could I be doing differently? How come I'm not doing this? And why am I not achieving that? But, without, and I don't believe that there's failures. I believe that there's always a success in everything that we're not able to achieve.
Do you think, do you know, one thing I struggle with is the the line between greed and ambition. So, like, I don't know when I'm being too ambitious or when I'm just being greedy.
Well, what do you mean by being too greedy?
Like, I don't know because sometimes like too much ambition can turn to greed.
And I'm going to go a step further and ask you, so what is it exactly that you're planning on doing once you achieve that ambition? Do you know what I mean? In other words, are you being greedy in the sense that when you achieve whatever it is you're achieving, are you sharing it? Or is it just for your own selfish purposes?
I actually have never thought about that because I mean, what I want to do with my life is more people driven. But again, I struggle with, maybe it's just like my own interpretation of what greed is, but I struggle with balancing, I guess, the line between being overly ambitious and being greedy, because I want to be successful, but I don't want it to be like I'm hoarding success. Like, for example, when people start to make money, say you make $1 million, and then all of a sudden that $1 million is not enough. You make 2 million and 3 million till you till people get to be like billionaires.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you the same question again, though. You become, like, for me, if I became a millionaire overnight, Dad, um, I would, I would take a portion of that for myself and then use the rest of it for others, right? To help others, to promote others. And then if I were to become a millionaire times two, I would do the same thing. So is that greed or is that ambition?
But do you think that a person really needs like 300 million, $1 billion?
No, I
Okay.
don't.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, like the lottery now, the Powerball is what, something,
Really?
Yeah, it's a
Well, I
billion
mean,
three. Um, and I'm thinking, well, if I won the lot, first off, you wouldn't get the billion three. Let's
well,
just
yeah.
put it out
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah.
So, but what would I do with that? Well, I would do a lot of things for other people before I do for myself. But that's our human nature, right? That's our character. That's the, like you said, your purpose is to, be successful because it's other people. But not a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people, it's more about themselves, and that's that selfish part, right? I would bet to say that maybe if you have 50 people in a room, maybe two or three are really in their lives to help others, to live in that godly character.
Yeah. Because I just think about it a lot. And another thing I think about is why, why, why do we need to be the one to have the money for people?
Because we're the ones that have the selflessness to share.
Because if you think about it, like politicians and people in power, they come with that, oh, I want to help people, I'm for the people, and then they get the resources and they don't help people.
No, I mean, we're not here to talk about politics.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's just a good example of
I think
people.
it's a great
Yeah,
example,
like that.
but that's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, that's like a means to their own personal end. It's like when someone runs for any office and then they feed the American people or whomever that they're running for, it's a bag of tricks. I mean, it's a lot. It's, call it what it is. It's lies,
Yeah.
right? So, and then once they get to where they want to be, that's when they're like, oh, I'm here. It's a wrap. I don't need to follow through on anything I said. They've already achieved where they want to be. So, and I don't think you're selfless. You're selfish.
No, it never gave selfless. I think, what I think is like, pol- being in politics, like, it shouldn't be a career. I think everyone should be in politics. That's my hot take. I think everyone should be in politics because if everyone gets the opportunity to serve, because I see it, it should be a position of service. So if everyone gets the opportunity to serve, they're bringing their own perspective and they're bringing their own, um, like, background. So, for example, if I go into office and I'm the mayor of Roseville, I'm gonna come with the lens of my lived experience, and that is going to better the city, I hope. But if it's just one set person and they're coming with their lived experience, and maybe their lived experience is not like, I don't want to say beneficial because everyone is beneficial. We're all children of God, but beneficial for lack of a better word. Then they end up treating that position as like a career. Like, this is my career. I'm going to advance in this career. Vote for me for another 4 more years. Take me to the da 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 da. And they're not really talking to people. They're only talking to people if it's election time. They need you to vote and stuff like that. As opposed to your neighbor. If your neighbor was to run for office, they would know what's going on in the community, in the city, and what needs to be done. So I think my hot take is everyone needs to be in office and everyone needs to, I don't know why this became a politics conversation, but
But I think really what you're trying to say though is that everybody needs to use their lived experiences
Mhm.
to be able to like put yourself in that person's shoes, so to
Mhm.
speak, right? That's why I think, that's what it comes down to,
Mhm.
it's just lived experiences, and how do you use your lived experiences to benefit the betterment of the community?
Mhm.
I mean, the mayor
Yeah. That's, yeah. That's that's what I think. What were we talking about?
being content and satisfied.
Being content and satisfied. I'm talking about, yeah. But do you think that there's like ever a point in life where one is 100% satisfied with everything?
No, I don't believe that people do that.
Mm-mm.
Because we're always striving to be better and do better.
Mm.
Um, like relationships. I mean, do I wish that some of my relationships were better than they were or better than they are? Yeah.
Mhm.
To me, that's an example of striving to be better and do better. Um, and I don't think, I'll ever be satisfied, so to speak, with my relationships because I know they can always be better. But then again, if my relationship with you, I can do all the work I want, but if you don't reciprocate it back, then we're not in a relationship and we're never going to go anywhere or do anything
Mhm.
successfully.
So putting in the work, on both
Exactly.
sides.
Exactly. Which also makes sense in the political example. If you don't put in the work,
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
just another office.
Yeah.
I mean, the way our judicial system is functioning, I mean, it's like a judge. A judge gets voted in and they're there till the day they die. To me, that's not a way for everyone to experience, like you said. I mean,
Mhm.
because I'm sure there are better judges and I'm sure there are worse judges.
Mhm.
But just because what we have is working
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they should be there forever.
Right. And it's kind of, I don't know, I don't know why we keep going back to this, but it's kind of sad because some people that are qualified for the job will never get the job because they don't have the professional experience and they don't have like the educational background for the job. So like you're saying, a judge. I just learned that they like anyone can be a judge. I literally just learned that.
Right, but I think it goes a step further, and it's not what you know, but it's who you know.
Mm. See, when I come back to this world the next time, I I I really want to I really want to be into nepotism. I really would like that. Because most of what I've seen, most people in higher positions, they're not there, like you're saying, because they're qualified. It's because of who they know. So nepotism is gonna get you in the door. So
Right, but is it gonna keep you in the door?
I mean, if you no, it's not.
Right.
It's not. But in this case, if you have the talent, the skill, and the experience, and you don't know the right people, then you're not getting in the door. But if you crown that with nepotism, you're good.
Well, yeah, yeah.
You're solid.
Well, I would rather it come back to a world that has no nepotism, and everybody it's based upon your knowledge, your experience, your ethics, your
Yeah.
morals, and not just because you're a billionaire and you know the right people.
I mean, that's ideally that's what the world is supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. But you know, you know, people.
Oh, I do know people. That's much. Tell
You
people.
know, people, you know, us. It's not that. And I don't think it's ever going to be that. And sometimes I think about like what did God really what did God really mean when he said he gave us free will? Because should we have free will?
Well, I'm gonna say that God gave us free will so He can give us enough room to hang ourselves. I mean, what is free will? I mean, if you think
Oh
about
my
it, saying
goodness.
to a child, "You have free will."
Yeah, but yeah, yeah. I think the thing is like he had so much faith in us that
Mm.
we would do the right thing, that we would just be like him.
I think I agree with you. His faith was far more than a mustard seed. But I
Yeah.
mean, look at Adam and Eve. I mean, his faith in humankind, look at where it got him the first time around. And that's where, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Hmm.
so him having faith, just like I have faith in you and you have faith in me, but if we don't manifest that faith into something real, then you can have as much faith as you want. I mean, when I went to Israel, we got these little containers of mustard seeds, and I still have it on my dresser, and I think about it all the time. Like, if I had, and everyone else around us had, the faith of a mustard seed, you know how much we could achieve?
Hmm. I saw a TikTok this morning or yesterday where this guy was like, the only way to make the world better, like we just have to be nice to each other. And I was like, that's such a simple idea. It almost sounds stupid, but it actually makes sense.
Agreed, agreed. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with whoever that was. And what do you guys think? What do you think about our conversation? Do you have anything to add? Do you have anything to take away? What are your thoughts?
How do we make the world a better place? What's our plan to make the world a better place?
Simple kindness and being nice?
I think, to be honest, I really think it's way beyond being nice. Because if I'm nice to you, you're nice to me, it's not guaranteed that the next person is going to be nice to you. And so I hate to say it, but we're doomed. I need to get the charger. But yeah, we're doomed.
Well, but that's a pessimistic thought,
It
right?
is. It very much is.
Because I mean, if we all feel like, oh, we're doomed, then um, um, if we all feel like we're doomed, then how are we going to move into the right direction?
You're right. It's just, I don't know. The world is so big and people are so different and people are a lot. Like God shouldn't have made a lot of us. Should have that's right. Like just do us in batches. Like you go. Like just like 50,000 of y'all go. I'll make the other 50 payments. Because no, because we're a lot. And the thing is, not only are we a lot, we're different. There's a
Hmm.
lot of different
Right?
cultures and a lot of different, I don't know, different society and stuff. So if you're the way you one society, one culture interprets something is different from the way another person in another culture will interpret that. So
Hmm.
trying to communicate along those lines to reach everyone some way, somehow, people, it's the message is not gonna get across.
Agreed. Agreed. I mean, that's like my clients are very diverse from different ages, different cultural backgrounds, different religions, and each and every one of them I have to approach in a different way, and also based upon their emotional instabilities, right? So you're right. I mean, because it's not a one size fits all. We don't live in a one size fits all society.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the hope is that there's more people who are kind, who are caring, who are respectful than not.
You know what? I am being pessimistic because there are more kind people than there are bad people. Well, from my experience. But what's
Mine too.
funny is that's good. Yeah, honestly. What's funny is the I guess the people that are bad just have a lasting impression because they're bad.
Mhm.
And then you meet bad people and then you meet ugly people.
Mhm.
And I don't know why, but those experiences they stay with you much longer than the people that are kind or nice. Because sometimes it's almost like it's expected for people to be kind, for them to be nice and be human.
Mhm.
But then if you meet someone that's not any of those qualities, it kind of stays with you. And I don't know why that is.
Well, it is because that we're so quicker, the way our brain works is that we're quicker to hold on to the negative, right? We're quicker to hold on to that pessimism, because it impacts us negatively. So it's like, being kind and like you and I, right? We're kind to each other, we're nice to each other. And then the one time maybe where I don't say something that you appreciate, or you don't say something that I appreciate, does that mean that all the rest of it goes out the window?
No.
Um, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that, I mean, but human nature yeah, it does. It just goes out the window, unfortunately.
Do you know how to monitor the Facebook chat? Because I'm not seeing anything.
I mean, that's like I was having in one of my sessions yesterday or the day before, I think. Someone said, well, I don't feel like they like me. And I asked the question of her, like, do you feel that being respected is, I think we had the same conversation.
Yeah, we did.
Do you feel that being respected is more valuable than being liked? And I think that goes into what we're talking about, right? Because if we're respected, that's the positive, right? But if we're not liked, that changes. The person's feelings change based upon what I say, what you did, what they say, and how they feel. But now, if you respect me, the respect is there and it's mutual. There's not much that could be transpired between us that's going to change that. I'll still respect you. You'll still respect me. You may not like me today or tomorrow, but you still respect me. And I think that's where the pessimism comes from as well, is that we don't have to be pessimistic. We just have to be realistic.
But what if you want to be liked? Because I want to be liked.
The likes comes automatically with respect.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. Because if I respect you, then I like you. If I don't respect you, truly respect you. That's the difference. Are you truly respecting the person? Because if you're truly respecting them, then you do like them. I mean, there are many people in my life that don't like everything I say, don't like everything I do, but they respect me. So they automatically like me. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, what do you guys think? Because my opinion is that I think you can respect someone and not like them. Like, for example, I don't know why I keep going to politics, but listen, maybe I'm gonna run for office.
Maybe that's part of your repertoire. Put that on your
Yeah,
to-do
just
list.
add it there and run for office. So I think that you can respect someone and not like them. For example, there's the the president, right?
Okay, now that's a can of worms.
Yeah. So the president, regardless of what you feel or what you think of him, his office requires and demands that respect. You're not just gonna see him on the street and be like, "Hey, Donald." Like you're gonna say President Donald Trump, regardless of the opinions you have about him. So you have to give him that honor and you have to give him that respect because of his position. And I can say the same for like most of the people in our life. Like for example, some people they don't like their bosses at work, but you have to respect your boss because that's your boss, unless you want to be out of a job. but you may not necessarily like your boss. You may not necessarily want to be around your boss, but that's your boss, and you have to respect your boss. That's what I
Okay, well, I'm gonna go a step further and say, well, I can't even talk about the president
mean. No,
because I just,
you're not
no.
gonna go there.
No, I would walk across the street and just not speak to him. Anyway, because I don't like him nor respect him. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So, but going to, when you talk about a boss, right, is that tolerating the person or is that respecting the person?
I I think it's respect because you can choose to be disrespectful to the person, even if you're tolerating them. So it's respect and the
But sorry, I don't mean to cut you
Mhm,
off,
fine.
but disrespect in your eyes or their eyes?
Disrespect, general disrespect, what we would all, what what society would regard as disrespect. So, yeah, you don't agree with that?
Okay.
All right,
Because
but
I tolerate a lot of people in my life.
uh,
Doesn't mean I like them nor respect them. I just tolerate them.
well, it depends on like the position that they're
Doesn't matter.
in your life. Oh, you
Doesn't matter.
here he is.
Because I mean, like I said, I'm gonna be on my 61st birthday in 2 weeks. I've seen a lot, I've been a lot of places, I've experienced a lot of people. My profession also encounters a lot of people. Um, and this is where I think if we were able to think about people in either, because I don't think I respect everyone. I tolerate people because they don't deserve my respect. Respect is earned. It's not just stamped. So I think that's where I differ in the tolerance versus the respect part. But, I mean, again, what do you guys think?
Again, like I said, some positions come um with with demanding respect from people because some people don't earn respect.
Correct.
So,
That's why they're tolerated.
oh my goodness. So yeah, but that's my beliefs and
I understand.
yeah.
Not everybody thinks the way I think.
Mhm.
Not everybody thinks the way you think, right?
Mhm.
I mean, that's why we're, having a conversation. We're just dialoguing about it. But, again, I believe that everybody, that's what makes us different too. I mean, it's like somebody who says, drinking a bottle of wine every week is okay. And some people might say, having a glass of wine is not okay.
What do you think?
I don't drink.
Okay, but generally, do you think having a glass of wine, would you say every week or month is okay?
It depends on the person and what they choose to do. I mean, that's like smoking cigarettes. It's the same thing. Do you believe smoking a pack of cigarettes
It's
or one?
bad. Don't smoke.
Some people would say the same thing about drinking. But yeah,
I had a nurse tell me once that if you if you want to do any drugs, um, don't do alcohol. Like don't do alcohol. Jesus. Don't drink alcohol. And I was like, why is that? She said that she's like worked in the hospital for I forget how many years, but a very long time. And most of the people that come in with like alcohol poisoning or just like illnesses related to alcohol, they have it worse off. And I've never thought about that because alcohol is such a not like a social drug, I would say. Is you go meet up with a friend and they're like, oh, let's go get mimosas, or let's go, get champagne for brunch or something like that. It's just very normal.
but but why? Why couldn't we just go get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea? Why do we have to have a mimosas? Why do we have to have?
Because it's just like, I don't know, like I said, it's just like a social
It really
drug.
what alcohol does is it um it kind of like allows your inhibitions to be free, right?
At least at
It's exactly what it does. And sometimes that's why a lot of people drink a bottle instead of a glass, right? Um, but I think all drugs affect us negatively one way or the other. I mean, I've been around a variety of different drugs with family members and you know, staff, people I've worked with as well as clients, and it's just not. I mean, it's an addiction.
Yeah.
It's just what do you? I mean, I had a conversation yesterday with someone about it. You know, he went from being an alcoholic to being to gambling. It's an addiction. So and we talked about what was the feeling behind that, right? What was the feeling that you were trying to get to from doing that? It's an addiction. So, so
And do you think it's like the pipeline to like other drugs?
could be.
I think we can should battery exhausted. Fun, fun, fun. Well, we're still live on TikTok.
I believe it could be. It could be a gateway to a lot of things. I mean, um, but I think personally and professionally, it's about control, right? What are you trying to control in your life? Like, what's missing that you're not able to, you know?
Well, that's why most people drink because some of them like don't have control over certain things in their life, and then they're trying to escape other things. And,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, it's stuff like that. Oh gosh.
So what do you all think? There's a lot of people that are joining. What are your thoughts? Put it in the comments. What are you thinking?
We're talking about alcohol now. No, we're
Yeah,
talking about.
now we're talking about alcohol. We've talked about a lot of different things.
But did you watch that episode? I think?
Mhm.
Yep. What were you?
Um, well, I agree. I think, um, I agree. I think that we have to be, like we talked about, not necessarily satisfied, but content. Somebody just sent us a message. Um, or a question. I don't know. I think it was Pastor Shawnee. Um,
Let me see. Why is that?
something popped up. There's a bunch of hearts and then
Oh,
anyway.
maybe they liked the live. But so no, I was asking. I know in the episode I sent you. So we watched. Well, I watched it and I made her watch it. So it's the Michelle Obama podcast. It's called In My Opinion. On the episode that I made her watch was the one with Tracy Ellis Ross, and they were talking about being content in like the stage you're in life, and then also I think she was talking. What I wanted to talk about was she was talking about being unmarried at I don't know how old she is now. I think she's like in her 50s or something, and like being unmarried and just like living your life as planned without a spouse, without kids. Did you get to that part? Yeah, you did. Okay, what are your thoughts on that?
You know, and let's think about it. You think about, God's law. What do you think God's law? Being complete without marriage and having kids. Are we unearthly, um,
Fruitful, be
yeah,
fruitful,
there
multiply,
you
and
go.
multiply. I don't think that's the only reason. Well, let me just preface by saying my opinion, right? Because people be like, no, that's not where God said. Like in my opinion, I don't think that is the only reason why we're on earth to be fruitful and multiply. The way I interpret fruitful multiply is that be fruitful in the talents, the gifts that God has given you, and multiply. Multiply Christ's love, multiply being a good neighbor, a good person, a good sister, a good brother, a good daughter, father, son, whatever. And what was it? So, but for some people, it may be that they never get married, that they never have kids, and but their purpose would be something other than that. For some other people, their main purpose would be to get married, to have kids, and to make sure to train those kids up in the way of the Lord. So I don't, me personally, I don't think that when I hear people from multiply, I don't only attach it to marriage and kids and, you know, the whole family kind of thing.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you lost that.
Okay.
I don't either.
So you just made me go on that rant.
Well, no, I was interested
Okay.
in your opinion. I
Okay.
mean, because I agree, my opinion falls in with your opinion. That just being and having children doesn't make you fruitful and multiply. And I think what Tracy Ellis was trying to say is that how are you with where you are in life, right? I mean, somebody asked me one time, "Oh, do you want to be married again?" Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I'm very happy and I'm very content being alone and doing and being what I want to be when I want to be and not having the accountability or the expectation of another person. And I'm pretty sure there's many people that feel that way as well. But then there's other people that I know that are around my age that are looking for a partner, looking for a husband, and trying to find ways to meet that person. But I also think that if it were to happen, if it was in God's plan for me
Mhm.
to be married or to be in a committed relationship, He would bring that person, and it would be part of my purpose.
So what do you think your I guess direction to be fruitful and multiply is?
To keep doing what I'm doing, to be able to continue to help people, fruitful, and and to multiply is to multiply my resources so that I can be fruitful financially
Okay.
to other people. I mean, um, I'm all about giving. I mean, to the point where I give more than I keep, in many different ways. Um, I have a couple of people that I see, and I don't charge them. People are like, how could you do that? Well, they can't afford it,
Yeah.
so but they need it,
Yeah.
and I can provide it. So why not?
Mhm.
So it's just my everybody over there just that might be listening or see this. It's
I'm like,
just my way.
I need my money.
But then again, can you bring it with you? I mean, God forbid something were to happen to me tomorrow. I can't bring it with me.
No, it just goes back to what we were talking about yesterday, like death. Like what I know I keep talking about it because it's at the like center of my mind. But everything we're doing, there's one place that we're all going to. Well, two places. But one thing that's very certain is that we're going to die. So like you're saying, everything that you acquire in this life, you're not going to take with you to the next. So why not just be able to continue?
And be to other people.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, going back, and this is what the people would barter. I'll give you my beans, you give me your tomatoes. I
Mhm.
mean, that to me is pretty similar to what I'm saying and doing, but I'm
Mhm.
not necessarily reaping anything,
Yeah.
except for knowing that I'm doing a good thing. And to me, that's enough. That's big
Mhm.
enough for me. So,
Well, money is a social construct because we need it to trade and stuff like that, but anything can be considered money. Like your time could be considered money because you're giving it in exchange for something else. So, yeah. Bottom line is be a good person and help your neighbor if they need help because we're all going one place.
Well, and like I said, when we were talking, it's the same thing that, uh, Daddy, church, ministry, he tells us all the time. And it's also, it's clear though that if somebody quit, they're still going, they still have the same chance as you and I of going to that same heaven place, right?
Mhm.
So, but but you're repenting, but are you truly going to enjoy the fruits of heaven just because you get there? That,
So, like, hierarchy in heaven,
I believe so.
you know what? I've never thought about that. Honestly, that would be kind of messed up.
But is it any different than nepotism here today on earth?
Yay, that would be kind of messed up. Imagine you finally make it to heaven by the year on your 2020.
Right.
And then you get there, you're like bottom of the barrel. Yeah, because we're all supposed to. Like, how I get to heaven and I'm bottom of the barrel? Imagine being on earth and you're barely making it through. You get to heaven and then
Are you making it through financially, or you barely making it through being a Christian?
all of the above.
Well, I think if you barely make it on earth financially, but you are thriving as a Christian, you're going to get to God.
What does it mean to be a good Christian? The fruits of the spirit. I don't know. It's 'cause in my opinion, I don't think there is a such thing as a good Christian. To you, what do you think it means to be a good Christian?
To be kind, to be caring, honest, and that's not just in public. You're honest, you're caring, you're kind, you're considerate, you're loving. Uh, yeah, that to me is being a good Christian. And not a hypocrite. Like I
Okay.
said, you can't be smiling out in the public and then when you're at home, you're this grouchy cop. That's not a good Christian. That's a good Christian.
So,
For you, what is it? What
what
is
does it mean? So, the reason why I say that there's no such thing as a good Christian because maybe I should reword that. But we're all supposed to model Christ's behavior and be more Christ-like. So I guess that's kind of like when I say there's no such thing as a good Christian because when I hear that, I think about someone that is just trying to perform to get to heaven. So when someone is like, I see videos of people online, they're like, look at me, I'm feeding the poor. Look at me, I'm donating thousands of dollars to these people and they don't have shoes. I see all of that as like, not all of it, most of it as performance. Like you're doing this performance. You're trying to show to people and show to God that you're this really great person so that you can earn a seat in heaven. When in reality, I think that when we take time to work on ourselves and do the hard work of um, working on ourselves to be more Christ-like, then we can be better people and a better person. And you're trying to be a better person, you're trying to be more Christ-like.
right? Isn't God our heart?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
So it's really about the same thing. Because then those people that are out there saying, "Oh, I feed the poor. Oh, I do this for the," see, like, is it truly what they're doing and
Hmm.
truly doing it from a place of love, or are they doing it from a place of show? Are they doing it out of
Hmm. But those people in society are considered good Christians because God reads the heart, but we can't. But because they're so good at this performance, they're considered good Christians. So that's kind of why I have like an issue with how people are being described, like when someone is being described as like this good Christian woman, this good, upright, virtuous man, or whatever it is. And they will show you. They're like these are the works of this person's hand. Like this is what they've been doing. But maybe that's just me just being like, yes, yes. Maybe that's just me being pessimistic. But I'm just like, is it really true? Like, is this person really?
We really don't know. I mean, that's the place the murderer or the or we don't know. God knows, but we don't know. But then again, are we to judge people? God is going to judge
You gotta judge people a little bit. Yes, God does the ultimate judging, but you gotta judge people a little bit because if I'm, especially if again they're in positions of authority, you have to judge them a little bit because in some way, shape, or form, I'm submitting a part of myself to you. So ge-
you. Like judging a sense of trust.
I feel you need to judge people to be able to trust them because if I can look at you and just because we all, regardless of whatever it is, we all have some sort of.
Yeah.
So if I look at you and say, don't really look friendly, but something is just telling me that you could be friendly. I've judged you, but I'm choosing to trust you because something about you is making me feel that you're safe.
Fair enough. I agree now. I mean,
I agree.
yeah,
I wasn't trying to
it,
recruit you. I'm
no,
just
it makes sense.
yeah.
It makes enough sense to me that I
Okay.
agree. I
Okay.
mean, I'm not waiting. I just need
Okay.
that it's how it's done.
Mm.
But you're right. You're absolutely right because a lot of people will look at me and be like, "Oh, she's so mean. Oh, she's," and I'm probably the most kindest, funniest person you ever meet.
Period. She said funny.
Oh yeah, I can be really funny. But you have to get to know me before
Mhm.
I give you that side of me.
Mhm.
And maybe what you're saying is because I am judged based upon how I look, right? I mean that goes into anybody who is too thin, too short, too tall, too whatever. You know, it's like everybody, I guess, is being judged on some level. You know, if you think about it, yeah, we have to judge it before we can embrace them.
Yeah.
Well, we said we'd do an hour, and here we are.
Oh yeah, we are
That
in an
was a
hour.
quick hour.
It was
I think all of our conversations go quick.
because we're just interesting, you know.
I think because we bring two separate, you know, generations together. You know,
Mhm.
um, I just do. I just think we're just
From perspectives.
we have different world lived experiences.
Mhm. Okay, so that is. Are we done here?
I would think we're done. I mean, anybody have anything they want to add?
Yeah. Does anyone have anything they
Thoughts?
would
Anything they want to share with us?
like to add to the conversation? Going once, speak now, forever. Yeah, speak now, forever hold your peace.
Until next time.
Right. So, man, I hope y'all don't think I'm a bad Christian.
You're not a bad Christian. You're not a bad Christian.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys for joining. Everyone that joined, thank you so much for joining. Um, I don't know when we're gonna be live again. We'll figure that out with our schedule. Okay. Yeah. But we have an episode coming out on Friday, and in the episode we're talking about what are we talking about? Okay, okay. We're talking about societal expectations and leadership, women in leadership positions. So it's actually a really interesting conversation, and I It was a fun time. So stay tuned. We're gonna post that episode on Friday at 8 a.m. Here, won't be late. On we're gonna be on YouTube. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I didn't find us on Google Podcasts, like you said. So we're not on Google Podcasts yet. Um, but honestly, if you just like get the Spotify link, it should be on to the side of the page. It shows you all the other platforms that we're on. So you can check us out there. Then follow our TikTok account. We post a lot of content on there, Facebook, Instagram,
And more
and
TikToks.
yeah, we're gonna do more TikTok. And yeah, that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was a very good conversation. Anything you would like to add?
No, just thank you. Thank
Mm,
everybody who's doing us, everyone who is supporting us. Just thank you.
yeah.
Full gratitude for everyone that has reached out to us, commented, even if all your comments. You know, this is our first season. We pray that there are many more to come. Um, you know, like our Bible and breakfast, we had audio issues, so that our second didn't get released on Monday. So we're just starting out. So again, just thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for everybody and your ongoing support.
Yeah.
Stay mentally well and blessed.
And goodbye.
Bye.